So I do Yichuan, which is spelled like Yiquan. My website or my YouTube is Yichuan Park. If you Google, it will take you there. So let's do a little bit relaxing exercise, which are not really relaxing. So let's do this one. So keep separate the feet, and then so swing the arms. When lower, arms like that, palm heels towards there, and then when going up, it's like that. So like a crane, wings. When you're used to this movement, and just keep going upward and lower, up, lower, both up, both low, both up, both go up, both low. So going here, your hands pointing to each other, and lower, the palm heels going down, and then pointing to each other here, and then going upward. And the other way around, if you can go this way, you can go the other way. You can move the shoulders too, but don't move the head. Still look straight forward. Go faster and faster. The other way around. Yes. If you don't feel comfortable in the shoulders when you do this, because they're not healthy. You do this, you make them healthy, flexible, active, and so let's start the basic structure of this exercise. So Yichuan is a martial art, and it has 7 steps. The first step is called Zhanzhuang, which is known as standing meditation, standing pose, standing post, standing like a tree, standing still be fit. So this is the fundamental of Yichuan, and it used to be fundamental of every Chinese martial art, but most of them have lost this. And this is 90% of Yichuan. So if you manage to do this well, you have 90% score. That's A+. So this is really important. Let's start. When we do the standing exercise, we always emphasize that 3 preconditions, which is concentration. So we want to concentrate. So the mental aspect is really, really important. Probably more important than the physical aspect. And loosen the whole body. You know, we did a little bit of that. I hope that loosened the body a little bit. And you could do warm-ups, like Coach was showing you guys the other day, any other warm-ups. If you feel like you can do warm-ups to loosen your body. So loosen the whole body is the second precondition. Third one is breathe naturally. We always breathe naturally the same way as we breathe in our daily life. We don't care about breathing. We forget about breathing in the daily life, but we breathe all the time, like healthily, naturally. So that's, we say breathe naturally. So there's no inhale or exhale techniques in the standing exercise or any other Yichuan movement, other trainings, no. Always separate them. The best way is forget about breathing, like, you know, in your daily life. If you struggle to breathe, you're in trouble, in your daily life. So when the 3 preconditions are made, we separate the feet as wider as the shoulders. You can do this, this way, and then you squeeze a little bit, rotate. Usually your own foot, like one foot and a half, the length is the width of your shoulders. Basically, that's it. So you don't have to do this all the time, but you just spread the feet like that. You can, if you want, you can keep them a little bit wider than the shoulders or a little bit narrower than the shoulders. They're all fine. I like to keep them as wide as my shoulders. And keep your feet parallel to each other. This foot step is called parallel step. So all the stances, which are standing postures, we call a standing posture is called a stance. So all the stances based on the parallel step are called parallel step stances. They have another name, health stances. This is fundamental, and because in Yichuan we believe you have to be healthy first before you go for martial arts. So to be healthy is the first part of the exercise. This is called, which is why this is called health stances. So if we don't go for other Yichuan trainings, we are not interested to become, fighters or to get engaged with, any other training that's designed to make us fighters or develop self-defense skills. To do this is enough to keep you healthy, which is probably more important than anything else. So as soon as we keep the feet parallel to each other, also you could also point the toes outward a little bit if you feel more comfortable. They're all fine. So I tend to keep them parallel. As soon as we keep the feet as wide as the shoulders, we slightly bend the knees. Now when you slightly bend the knees, remind yourself that or memorize this. In the standing exercise or any other Yichuan training or movement, all the joints are slightly bent. We never straighten a joint, never straighten the elbows to throw a punch. They are always slightly bent. Bend more or less, but they're always bent. So the knees, we slightly bend them, and then we imagine sitting on a one-legged stool. So this stool has only one leg. If your sitting relies so much to the stool, you would fall with it because it's not steady. It has only one leg. And if you don't sit, the one-legged stool will fall. So you have to come up with a fine line to keep you sitting well as the one-legged stool stays there. Now sitting is really, really important. In the very beginning, you may have to stand for a little while, or a few weeks or a few months to be able to sit. But it's okay that you don't sit well in the beginning. That's my point. So if you can sit and do the standing exercise, the efficiency is so much better than you do the exercise without sitting, which is why I will go to check your hips. I will touch to make sure that you're sitting. At least you have a feeling that, what's sitting? So the teacher said that's sitting, and then you try to do more practice to be able to sit that way without a teacher's help. So sit properly. Now we are sitting on a one-legged stool. As soon as we sit, we imagine a string that's lifting the head up. So the string comes from the sky. It just lifts the head up. As the string lifts the head up, it lifts the whole body up. Now you feel, so you're sitting this side of the spine, and the other side of the spine, and of course the head, is lifting. Now your spine is supposed to be straightened. And we want to vertically straighten the spine. So sitting and vertically straighten the spine. Not bend this, not lean that. So vertically straight. When the spine is vertically straightened, your body should be centered, symmetric, balanced. You should feel like you are powerful, like there's strength within the body or coming out of the body. Now as soon, and also we want to manage to keep the lower, this part, There's natural curve here, the lower back, and in the back of the neck, there are natural curves. We want to straighten them. So in order to straighten the lower back, we're tucking the hips a little bit while rolling the tailbone this way, a little bit, so that the lower back is straightened. And in order to straighten the back of the neck, we're tucking the chin a little bit. Of course, the string lifting is also really important. And you make the back of the neck touch the collar of your clothes. This way, your spine should be vertically straightened, and the two curves are, they disappear. You don't have to go crazy to straighten, to go that, but you always remind that it's really important to straighten the spine. And then we slowly put up the hands this way. Your hands are around your shoulders level, the height. You can, and then the finger, we spread the fingers, bend the thumbnail a little bit, let the fingers pointing to each other, and drop the elbows. Yes, drop the elbows, sink the shoulders, and we imagine embracing a big pepper ball in front of the chest. This round ball, so you should feel the roundness, this area, your chest. You gotta move your shoulders forward a little bit for the roundness. Now, as we are embracing this pepper ball, the ball is also expanding. Now, what we want is actually for the arms to embrace and expand at the same time. There's no real ball here. We never hug a real ball to do the exercise. We use this meditation to fool the body to do the practice. Now we have the arms embracing and expanding at the same time. And remember that we keep 70% on embracing, 30% on expanding. You will have tension, you will have stiffness in the shoulders. You can imagine putting your elbows on two sticks that's supporting on the ground. It should help. As soon as we are embracing this big pepper ball in front of the chest, we imagine slightly squeezing a rubber ball between the knees. So the ball between the knees is heavier than the ball in front of the chest. The purpose is that we want to keep more body weight below the waist. So in order to do that, we put more attention below the waist. In this case, we imagine the lower ball is heavier than the upper ball. We always keep 60% of the body weight below the waist, 40% above the waist. Do not put too much attention above the waist, because we want our qi and blood to sink. Of course, the body weight to sink too. And we keep the mouth slightly open, and we always keep the eyes open. Most of the time, keep your eyes open. If you want to, you can keep them closed to relax for a bit. And we look straight forward. This is the structure. For the distance between your hands, it's usually two fists of your own, two or three fists. Yes, 2 or 3 fists. If I resist, your arms are expanding, right? If I push in, yes, you expand. If I pull them apart, you embrace. That's right. So resist. Yeah, so this is, if I raise your elbow, you drop them. Yes, resist. If I push them in, yeah, because you're expanding. If I pull them apart, that's right.
My left knee is bad.
Oh, okay. Okay. So if you want to take a break anytime, go ahead, have a seat. don't torture yourself. This is our bottom line of the exercise. Not suffering. Struggling is okay, not suffering. Yeah, bend here a little bit more and lower. Good. Sitting good, sitting good. Expand, expand. Mm. 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 Good. Good. Drop, 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 drop. Resist, resist, resist. I still feel like you can bend a little bit more.
Yeah.
Cause yeah,
You know
you.
what happens is I still get pain because I'm holding it here, and so I kind of tend to like that.
Okay.
When
Sure.
I remind myself, I sink back down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Welcome. Resist. They should be constantly there, but not so much. But if there's a pressure, you should respond. Hands are here. If I pull, you pull. If I squeeze in, you expand. That's right. They're constantly there. Expand. If I push in, you expand. If I pull, you embrace. That's right. If I push, you drop the elbow. Good. Drop with the whole body. Yes. Then that's sinking. That's the idea of sinking. You can bend a little bit more. Bend knees less, but tucking the here a little bit more. Good. There you go. This is straighten. So we call Yichuan. The yi is like intentions. Or meditation here. The ball, the string, the one like the stool. Those are intentions to keep the posture correct. And we call them I call them fundamental yi. They are used to keep the structure correct. There are also training yi. So with this posture, we imagine standing in the waist deep lake. Imagine standing in the waist deep lake is also helpful to keep more of your attention below the waist, more body weight below the waist. So imagine standing in the waist deep water, and then we lean the whole body forward and backward. While leaning forward and backward, we need to shift the body weight between your toes and heels. And this is called in a lake. So we do this movement for the body to experience the full body movement. Your body is unified in the posture, and you do a little bit of movement to experience the full body movement. While you're doing the leaning forward and backward, your posture is still there. The ball that you are embracing is still here, you're still expanding, and the one-legged stool is there. While if you say I'm moving, how can I keep the one-legged stool? Remember, it's fake. It's not a real stool, so they can be always there. The reason is that the purpose is we want to sit while moving, doing the movement. That this one-legged stool is just, nobody has a one-legged stool, I suppose. I think someone find one, like a German designed and made, like $1,000, like one-legged stool. Someone, the online class members, send me the link. I see that's a good idea to make money. I'll design one and then just, if you don't know how to sit on a one-legged stool, buy one of them from me. $800. Actually, as a matter of fact, we never practice with a real object. We never practice with weights. We never practice with real ball, or they're all meditation. If you couldn't keep up the arms, you can lower your hands to your belly button level. Oh, good for you guys. I thought you were going to lower. So if you don't want to lower, good. If you couldn't keep up too much, lower to here. Imagine standing still on the waist deep water. You put your hands on a wooden plank that's floating on the water, and this would give your shoulders a break. Good job. And you could still lean forward and backward with the plank floating on the water. So it's been 20 minutes. There are 40 more minutes to go. So.
Shorter.
Ah. Two fists. I think your wrist here bending too much. You want to bend less. Yes. There's like a natural, like a curve, like a nice curve. If you bend too much, it's like there's a angle here. You manage to maybe extend the elbows forward a little bit so that it's in the roundness, but also you're comfortable to do that. I thought Heather was going to come. Was she going to come? Did she?
I don't know. I texted her. Yeah.
Well, she seemed so interested after pushing hands. It was like skinniest girl in town, but all of a sudden she wanted to, right? That was my impression. I thought she was going to come. Bend something a little bit. You want to turn? Sure. That's the resistance. Did you say that? From here, let's switch to another stance. Let's lower to here. The fingers pointing downward. Your palm here are never flat in all postures. This posture, the palms flatter than here, but they never keep your palm completely flat. And then you imagine standing in the waist deep sand. Your hands, both of your hands are in the sand, and you try to pull the hand out of the sand a little bit, and then push in a little bit. So we call this lifting and inserting stance. You push deeper when going forward. To the same direction. As you are reminding, dancing is like you do opposite to keep balancing, but this one is standing said, you guru become, well, extreme yin becomes yang, right? What you're saying that, yeah. So you lean forward while you're pushing in, before the heels leave the ground, you pull and lean backward. So inserting and lifting, inserting and lifting, with a quick transfer, weight transfer between the toes and heels. So this one, at least the shoulders could have a break from keeping them here for 20 minutes. And you're still in a standing exercise. As long as you keep your posture, like there are 10 to 12 postures. As long as you keep the body in the postures, you're doing the exercise. So if you couldn't keep up, you can switch to another stance, whichever one you feel that would help you stand longer. Don't drop your hands, like freely, like you want to have a break. Always keep them in between the postures. While keeping this posture, the shoulders could take a break, of course, and you're still practicing, and you're still experiencing the full body movement. Don't let the toes of the heels leave the ground. They're always there. You might need to grip your toes a little bit to be able to do the movement. Keep the elbows a little bit away from the body. In the Zhanzhuang postures, the elbows are always away from the chest, so our heart has less pressure on it than a daily life when we just hang the arms next to them. It helps to inhale more oxygen, and so that the burning of the body or the blood circulation, they are better. So basically, the Chinese medicine, the idea is that if you have a disease, because your qi or blood is blocked somewhere, if you can flush the block, you will fix the sickness. So this is really ancient. The Yichuan is only 100 years old, but this standing exercise is like thousands of years old. So people used to do it for longevity for quite long time. It's just later, a few hundreds ago, I guess, only the martial artist was doing them. So the mental aspect, I think, even that this is the first time for you three to come in, you should have like what I was talking about, the mental aspect. This is an exercise of combination of physical and mental aspect. So it makes you think a lot.
Is there any actual lengthening of the arms, or is it really just a mental kind of a thing, and the arms stay exactly?
There's actually a little bit physical movement going down and going up. So there's a little bit, increasing or decreasing the center of the gravity just a little bit.
Bouncing some energy down to our fingertips.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to. Everyone was able to stand for an hour since the first day I was here. And if you want to take a break, that's okay, eh? Oh, I didn't want to. You can do all of the same thing with us while seated. You sit there, you still do, yeah. If you want to have a seat, go ahead. But yeah, everyone was able to do 1 hour. Easy peasy. Trust me, for this exercise, a lot of places, they are only able to do 5 to 10 minutes. And then they are done. They do other training. 45 minutes of standing, that's a theory. I don't know if it's correct. 45 minutes of standing in these postures and of course the movement. Your all the blood and qi will be fully refreshed.
You'll be feeling your muscles engaged here from tucking.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that comes with natural. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit expanding instead of sucking. If you want to do it, do a little bit expanding is the right way. If you suck, no.
That's gut.
Mm-hmm.
Let that gut show.
Yeah, so in the Zhanzhuang postures, your belly is supposed to be loose and round, like 3 months pregnant, like that, loose and round. So we think that 1 pack is so much healthier than 6 packs. So you don't need to do sit-ups or to have 6 packs anymore. Loose and round. When you do a movement, you might feel this area is sort of doing a little bit movement too. Just you can do them expanding a little bit, just slightly expanding. If it's engaging, try to just expand a little bit instead of sucking in. I think most of you guys have heard of dantian. Dantian. How do you say dantian? Dantian. Dantian. In Yichuan, Master Wang, the founder of Yichuan, he said dantian is not important. The human body is big dantian. You don't need to go for the small dantian. Your body is the big dantian. You don't need to do. You don't need any breathe techniques or any attention to feel dantian or to make the work or to make use of it. Your body is a big dantian. From here, if you raise your hands a little bit, like this, still toward the fingers still towards to each other, and imagine embracing a big ball in front of your belly, while all other body parts are still in the posture. And imagine the sun is shining on your palms. You try, before I ask you to imagine sun shining on the palms, do you feel instant warm on the palms when you imagine that? Do you feel that? Did you feel that? Did you feel that? If I ask you to imagine the sun is shining on the palms, do you instantly feel the palms, getting warmer? That's the magic part of this exercise. If you have cold hands, this exercise will fix them. This is so easy. And the cold hands is sort of like unfixable issue. I guess like a lot of people born like that, no matter how they do the exercise, sweating, but still have cold feet or hands, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah. And then when you do this exercise, your blood and chi is flashing to the edge. We call it the fingertips, of course, toes, the edge of the body or the head, your head skin, because they're the furthest to your heart. So the blood is usually not going there so much. And then you're doing this exercise, it's going to be there. Because we put a lot of attention below the waist, and a lot of movement involves the body weight transfer. So the feet, if you have cold feet, not an issue. Your feet will be really warm and sweat.
You need to envision the sun on your hands, or it will just happen naturally? Like, do you have to vision it?
You mean if you stand in the sun or?
No, you said to imagine the sun shining on your hands.
Yeah,
do
yeah.
I have to do that, or will it just naturally
warmer? Yeah. You don't have to. You don't have to visualize that. Yeah, but it's just when you do this posture, we usually do that. Like imagine the sun is shining. This is a fantastic stance if you start your morning, get up in the sun when the sun is rising and the sun is actually shining on, of course, all of the body. It's excellent posture to start your day. If you only have 10 to 15 minutes if you run for the work, like cumulatively we want to stand longer, right? We wish that we could spend 1 hour for the exercise at a time, but if we don't do them cumulatively, especially later when you become more advanced, you do 15 minutes of standing, it's probably equal to, 1 hour of standing, as you were in the beginning, because you're more.
Is the goal to be in a meditative state, or you just think about anything, or?
You can think about anything.
Okay.
You can, if you're in a group, you can share your, stories, love stories, life stories, anything. And you can like you basically.
So it's the physical practice that's the important thing.
Physical is, of course, it is important. It is really in the posture. As long as you're in the posture, do a little bit full body movement, the physical part is okay. And the mental part, because I said concentration, right? But sometimes, if you forget about them, it's also really helpful. And, chatting with a group of people, standing with a group of people also help the body to relax, which is the goal of the exercise, We want to be able to relax. If you think you never achieve relax by being relaxed, you achieve relax by being tense. So we want to be soft. You cannot achieve soft by being soft. You will achieve soft by being soft and being hard. you have to switch soft and which is muscles tightening and loosening that we mentioned before. You will only get loose if it's relax. You're not relaxing enough. That's a lot of teachers telling their students, other places. You're too stiff. You're too hard. Relax, relax. No matter how much you want to relax, you'll never be able to relax. That's not the way. So you have to go hard, do the physical movement, right? And then you're able to relax. It takes some time to understand that. It's tricky. So we achieve fast by slow. We achieve soft by hard, and we achieve loose by tight. When you become much more advanced, then you can be just keeping any posture, body fully relaxed, but in the perfect posture. You don't even need to spread the fingers as I'm telling you guys to do. You can just be relaxed like that. That is fully relaxed. While in the, your body is ready to respond anytime. If there's a pressure, the body is always ready to resist that pressure. So I have to mention that again. We have, standing now, I give you some contents, give you something to work on, and later I'll give something else. You forget about the previous one, I'll give you something else later and later. So we call for a period of time, we say those are a boat for you to cross the first river. So you need this boat, which is what I'm telling you guys to do now, leaning and this and that. You need this boat to cross the first level, like beginner's level. And after crossing the level, you have to abandon the boat and you walk on the land. You would never need to carry the boat with you again, right? So they're just tools. So those contents are just a tip of the iceberg. So don't try to teach other people. Don't until later. Because people, they're going to argue with you like you're being too hard, you're being too strong, and you couldn't answer the question. We are going to be soft. We are going to be the same way you are going to do, but we're doing it in the right way. And the pushing hands, it's the same idea. We all become sort of, more and more exciting when you try to do that thing. Later, you experience this thing for 3 or 5 years later. Before, I did it a little bit with you in the very beginning, if you remember correctly. Soft, really soft, but you never lose contact. Really soft. And you are training partners. You are not opponents. It is a fight in the beginning. It is always a fight when it comes to, certain point. But then you need to help each other to improve. And you listen to each other, you help each other. Tossing each other around is a way to improve, of course. But you cannot bypass that stage, the next level. That's sort of the Taichi pushing hands. You're being soft, little bit of resistance, but when you are ready to, if there's an opportunity to strike, and you strike really, really hard. And of course, your opponent, when you're ready, when you're starting attack, your opponent is also listening to a power. He would do something. So it's like you let's say, if shooting an arrow, really strong, right? Dangerous. But end of that, let's say you can able 100 yards. At the end of the 100 yards, the arrow is not going to do anything. So you strike. You start strike really strong, but end of the strike is the weakest point of the time. So your opponent could make use of that, and then he strikes, And if you are good at, and you listen to that, and then you improve without too much physical violence, and you improve more and more. I just don't want to give you guys impression Yichuan pushing hands is just bullfighting all the time. It's the same thing. We achieve the soft by hard. We achieve the status, that the ideal, we just being soft and relaxed, and some big giant guy comes in, they fly away. We're going. That's the ideal situation, but we need to do a lot of, that to achieve that. You never achieve, soft, little bit throw this away, a little bit throw that away. Never gonna happen. Let's see. So for the hand postures, usually if you put your hands below the eyebrow level and above the belly level, they are all correct. So you can keep, for this posture, keeping them a little bit higher, a little bit lower, or lower to this, which is the stance that we were doing just now. They are all fine, right? But we take, they're all correct. Nothing is wrong. But it's just here, for this posture, keeping the palms around the shoulders level, it's best looking. If you lower to here, it's best looking. If you're going too high, we would do another stance instead. This is better looking than this. So we also want to be pretty in the stance.
I have a question. When you're having the sun shine on your palms, like that position right here, does it not go lower than the belly button, is what I'm hearing? So like even if I were to hold the round paper ball, sun shining
around the belly level.
Around the belly button. Okay.
Around the belly level, of course, you a little bit lower wouldn't hurt. We are all different. Some people have ridiculously long arms.
Yeah.
Basically, I give a general idea. Only thing that I mentioned that's wrong is that if you keep too much attention above the waist, that's wrong, because you're going to keep the blood and qi going up, and that's wrong. And then anything else, a little bit foot parallel, pointing outward, sitting a little bit lower, a little bit higher. So if we raise the hands and twist, is it twist? Yeah. So to this, the wrists, and to this. Let the thumbnails pointing to each other. Your index fingers pointing 45 degrees, and there's tension. The index fingers has intention pointing to each other. Okay, so it's like they're attracting to each other. Now there's more attention on the fingertips, and then you also imagine your left index finger is connected to the right eyebrow with the thin thread, and left, and that one across index finger and eyebrows, thin thread. Then there's more attention, and then imagine a big pepper ball resting on your palms, and you push the ball quickly, push it quickly, but little bit, but quickly, and return to the posture. Quickly return to the posture. So you're pushing the ball sort of 45 degrees like that. Now pushing forward, now pushing upward, pushing 45 degrees. You want to push the ground with your feet, and then let the resistance from the ground coming all the way to your palm heels do the push. Your fingers are gently grabbing, keep the ball on the palms. The palm heels is doing the pushing work. Really quick, a quick transfer, body weight transfer to the toes, and then return.
Pepper ball.
Still a pepper ball, yeah.
No, what's a pepper ball?
Oh. Paper ball, sorry. Paper ball.
Oh, paper
I'm
ball.
really sorry.
Okay.
Last night we're like, it's paper ball.
It's not the first time.
I thought it was like purple
I'm
ball.
sorry. Paper ball, sorry.
So, is it possible to check if I'm like bending enough? I know I say this like every single day, but it's where I feel like the most resistance.
You do the pushing.
Would you say that my knees are bent enough or too much?
Enough. Mm. I'm glad. I did. There was a comment on the YouTube video before I had subtitles like, "What's a paper ball?" You know, PEPP, or like, "What's a paper ball?" And then a big question mark. I was like, ah.
Don't worry, Song. I knew it was a paper ball.
I knew it was a paper.
You know, by doing this, I improve my Yichuan skill as well as my English ability. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I give you a little bit of pressure. I want to feel that it's the body going. Yeah, the whole body, not just the arms or hands pushing. Yeah. Quick and stop. Yeah. It's like, stop. Yes. Yeah, strong and good. Stronger and stronger. Good. Good. Little bit push, please. Yeah. Not so much. Little bit. Oh, good. That's good enough. Yeah, a little bit. Good. Oh, very strong. Lower, yeah, was a little bit. Good, good. Maybe less frequently. Yeah. Resting is also important. The intervals between it.
This right here, like it feels like it's just really painful. Is that normal? Like, am I doing this?
It is really normal.
Okay.
Yeah, if you feel uncomfortable.
Like my collarbones. Yeah, it just feels like when I go back, it just feels like it's a crack.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Don't hurt the muscle. Don't hurt the nerves. If you feel, take a break. You know,
more from this one, like doing this, and I feel like
more here with this one
with
even
this
more.
one, yeah.
Let's see. I suspect you probably sleep on this side all the time when you go to sleep, probably. So it's fixing.
It's fixing.
Yeah, yeah. When some part is painful, there's like two reasons. You know, you're doing it wrong or it's fixing. So you have to adjust, and then you know, see if you get better. For some pain, like for some body reaction, it takes years. It takes years. Yes, I. Yeah, maybe, yeah. yeah, if I wouldn't, if certain stance or certain movement makes it really really hard for you, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I just do another one. Yeah. Yeah, so we use we say comfortable, and also always have something left, like have some physical ability left. It's like we do 70%, you know, instead of 100% to do the exercise. So after standing, you know, you should still have a little bit physical activity ability to do something else. So you should have always like have something left, not 100%. Like after doing, you are like, oh, so tired. I have to, you know. Usually this is wicked. This exercise, you don't feel so tired after this. You like always more energetic, with a little bit of pain, of course, here and there. They will go away. I guarantee. If there's pain, they will go away. And initially, pains are important. If you have pain, you're doing correctly. So yeah, it's you know, again, fine line. So you know, if you're doing it wrong, but you believe, oh, I'm fixing it, and then wow, you know, too late to
That's funny fun.
Yeah, it's different from a lot of other exercises. They want you to do 120%, push the limits. And I think I saw a video, like TikTok video, after doing a leg day at the gym and then walking downstairs,
Yeah.
but didn't feel pain in the legs. Go back to the gym right away and then do more. It's like really different concept. It's like, oh, if you didn't feel so painful, that's, you know, you have a little bit left. That's good. I'm sure you had, if you had a leg day, I'm sure you have had enough exercise. If you don't feel so painful, then that's wonderful. Good. Like you have to go back right away just to make it so painful that makes you believe that you're doing enough. No. Let me check time. 50 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe today I feel like less mentally like prepared to do this. I don't know why.
That's amazing.
I think I just have to like sit into it. What did you say?
Because we want to be babies, right? Yeah, we want to go back to babies. We're going to return to the babies. Pre-nature. I think I find the word. Is it pre-nature? Let me.
Prenatal.
Prenatal. Oh, prenatal. Okay.
I'd love to be prenatal.
I have to remember this.
Prenatal and postnatal.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah. So that's the word for 反先天 prenatal. We go back to
And postnatal.
yeah. Postnatal is after birth, right?
Yeah.
So we age, we get, you know, older, we get weaker, we get less aligned the body, and so this exercise, anti-aging, going backward, we go to prenatal. Is that a good expression? Do you think? We go to prenatal. We are achieving to be inside our mom's belly again.
I would love that.
So the muscles, you know, we want the perfect muscles for health or for martial art, for strike, is loose. your muscles like loose, just like baby muscles, like so loose. But when you need to, they become like as hard as rocks. But mostly they just loose. You lose, which is loose, relaxable. All the martial arts are talking about the Chinese tradition, but they're loose and they're loose. We want to lose, of course, we want to lose, but we cannot get loose by being loose. We want to do the right, the muscles tighten and loosen. Because when you do this or do this, and even more, the chi, I will mention later, you're doing a lot of naturally your muscles are being tight, being hardened and then soft, hardened and soft. So that's how we get soft.
So in my early experience, I saw a lot of that.
The back of the hand on the kidney spot,
Artists when I was in
like grabbing an egg on each hand. Yeah. It's called resting stance. Have a rest.
Very strange.
Bend here, bend here.
The end of all of this was the muscle qualities.
Yeah. Like grabbing an egg with each hand, just slightly, yeah, like that. Rest here. Yeah, grab an egg slightly. You wanna feel free to switch to the resting stance. Feel free to switch to resting stance. Resting stance.
When we're just standing, where should we be feeling like the pressure in our feet? Because I've noticed that I've been in my heels.
Oh, that's good.
Trying to go forward.
That's a very good question. So when we do, when we keep the posture, especially this one, right? This one is resting posture. We don't do much training E. So how do I distribute the weight on the feet, right?
Yeah,
is that the question, right? So initially, we need to keep the body weight like active, like you transfer them from time to time. Not always on the heels, not always on the toes. You keep it flexible a little bit. You don't need to lean forward, backward all the time. But for these 3 minutes, I put more body weight on the heels, and the next 3 maybe more body weight on the balls, because it helps. Because if you put body weight on one part of the feet, it might feel numb or but later when we like I said, when we get like a lot more advanced, we don't need to do, we're gonna abandon those things. We're gonna just be like that, and in this case, more body weight on the heels. And if you feel comfortable with more body weight on the heels all the time while doing any stance, you feel free to do that. And of course, it depends. If you feel uncomfortable, just a little bit move, a little bit switch, and when it comes to, I always think this is the correct way, because people would tell you wrong. Like they would say weight on the heels is correct, weight on anything else is wrong, or weight on the balls is right, on anything else is wrong. They always have to tell you like what's wrong. And then this one is like keep them active. If you feel uncomfortable, a little bit shift, you would get some rest. You would never get the numbness, and later on, more body weight on the heels.
When you were describing how to set up your stance as far as your feet being shoulder width apart and your hips, a little bit forward or whatever. So I can't remember the name of the style of massage, but I used to go to this one guy who did this special massage, and he would, as far as like distribution on your feet, you imagine your foot as a triangle, and your heel is the one point, and then either side of your big toe and your little toe. And he was saying that your feet, the weight should be. So you're not completely on the heel, because tendency is that we're on the heel, and that puts your alignment out of balance. as well as being too forward on the toes. If you are able to figure out how to evenly distribute it, then that's along with what you were describing, your perfect stance.
Yeah, I have my whole. Someone mentioned the same thing to me before.
Because we're so used to, like, if we stand up, if you ever pay attention, and you see a lot of people end up like leaning on the back of on their heels more so than their toes. Because they just like to stand up.
Yeah, I would say if you are perfectly balanced, you can do either way, whichever way you want. That's 1 hour for sure.